described as the world's most dominant athlete, knocking out barriers and setting records. In her new memoir, Our Fight, UFC and WWE champion Ronda Rousey chronicles her journey to the top and back from her lowest point as she reflects on the losses and the lessons experienced along the way. And joining us now is UFC Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me and for such a kind introduction.
Oh, no, it is a pleasure. And I read a lot of this book over the weekend. I was gripped by it. You are already a best-selling author. You have dabbled in acting. You are obviously a Hall of Famer. What made you want to come out and write this book now? I know you say you wanted to be in your own words.
Yeah, I just had so many things I couldn't talk about until now, namely my concussion history, where in my judo career, out of like 10 years, I had concussion symptoms more often than not. This was before all the research about CTE and everything was out. And so by the time that I got into MMA, every time you get a concussion, it's easier to get another one. And I quickly discovered in MMA, any kind of significant strike, I'd be seeing stars, getting concussion symptoms, so I had to develop a system of fighting that was more efficient than anything that had ever been seen before, so I would not get touched at all, because I just knew I couldn't take that kind of damage. And it just continued to get worse and worse. I had matches that I was winning in less than a minute, 16, 14 seconds, but there's 50 rounds of sparring that goes into every one of those matches. And it started to get to the point where, like, the lightest jabs or touches were giving me concussion symptoms. And then it all came to a head right before the home fight. I slipped down some stairs, knocked myself out, tore out my knee, went into that match already concussed, and had the wrong mouth guard. It was like the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Confluence of bad factors, yeah.
Yeah, my mouth guard didn't have like a back to the bottom teeth, and the first time I got touched, all my bottom teeth got knocked loose, and I was completely on my feet and concussed, and I basically it's hard to describe what it's like. It's like you have photo vision, like someone just took a picture of you, like there's big splotches in your vision, and like the world is like two-dimensional, like you can't see distance between things. And so the whole fight I was just trying to come forward, because I can't really go backward.
Do you feel like your industry took the concussion seriously enough at the time?
I think they did, so much so that I didn't want to say anything to my coach or Dana about it, because I thought they would make me stop. And I wasn't ready to stop. I thought I could just continue to be perfect forever, that I could continue to win without being touched forever.
One of the things that is so touching about this book is your vulnerability. You see this beautiful picture of you on the back of your book with your daughter in an embrace. How has motherhood changed this chapter of your life?
It's just changed my perspective on so many things and so many frivolous things that I would let myself be consumed with. She doesn't let me, and she puts in perspective what's really important, and that's her. And it's hard for me to ruminate and dwell on things when I'm getting puked on and getting my hair pulled, and also the cutest thing I've ever seen is happening in front of me at the same time. So she forces me to be in the present, which is what I learned is what I need to appreciate the most.
It seems like nature has such a central role for you in healing. I know that in the book you talk about how your husband whisked you away to a campsite when you were at your lowest point. So has farming sort of brought out some resilience in you and a different side of you?
I think it's just it's something that's self-validating, and it makes me happy without anyone having to see it and appreciate it. And there's nothing that I feel like I'm pandering to anyone or trying to impress anyone. I'm just trying to make these animals' day a little bit better, their lives better, and give them a life worth living, and feed my family and help the land that they're on. And it's just a virtuous circle where it's just the act in itself is a reward. I
can't let you go without asking what comes next. Now you have 2 books, you're a multi-hyphenate, and in so many industries. What's next?
Oh, God. We get into it in the book a little bit, because I wrote this and the first one with my sister. I've gotten more into creative writing and stuff like that. So I started writing screenplays just for fun. My mom would write fantasy novels as a hobby since forever, and would give them to us to read. And it was such a fascinating insight into her. And you read that, and you're like, oh my God, this is so Mom. And so I've started writing a lot creatively. I'm an intern at the WME story department, where I like read and write coverages of scripts and things. And my first comic book is coming out soon. And it's just stuff that I really enjoy and I'm a big nerd for. And it's not something to impress anybody, but the act in itself is so rewarding for me, so I do it.
Well, thank you so much. You're such a beacon of strength for so many out there. Ronda Rousey's book, Our Fight, her memoir, is out tomorrow. I suggest you go and get it.